Hello there and welcome, I'm Rob and today we're going to be having a look at Airfix's 1/72 Focke-Wulf FW190 A-8. Only a small kit, it's got brushes, glue and paints all included in it. The reference number in it is A868210. It costs somewhere between about £7 and £8 depending whereabouts you buy it. Have a look below because there'll be a link so you can purchase it on Amazon. It's one of their sort of starter range. The idea is it comes with everything you need to build a model. Now I will point out this is a 2013 tooling. Airfix have been making the 190s since about the mid-50s, 60s, and this is actually based on the 2013 tooling, so it should be quite good. So what have we got in here? Here you can see what we've got. A little bag which has got the paints and the little tube of glue in, instructions and the kit itself, and a paint. They're not that great quality, it's a number 2. They are useful for painting cockpits, painting figures, when you just need a little dab or something. The instructions with lots of warnings on them. So there we go, we can just sort of look through, see how it comes together. So the standard is to build your cockpit first, put your little fella in. It should be quite a relatively detailed cockpit for a very cheap 72nd model. Standard sort of thing, put the two halves together. What's immediately caught my eye here is that it's actually showing detail in the wheel wells, and I know sometimes with the, especially older Airfix kits, the wheel wells are basically just holes. Doesn't look like you've got any posable. Actually, you could, the rudder would be posable. A few other bits going on. Two halves of the wing come together. Stick that onto the fuselage, and of course the standard options if we're having gear down or gear up and what positions they would be in. Get the option for having the canopy open or shut. Only one bomb on the bottom together, and get the spinner on. Let's have a look at the decals first of all. Nowadays you don't actually have any swastikas in with these, but it does actually look good quality. Actually, it is thin. You don't feel any ridges or anything on there, so those should actually be good quality. So we should see what paints are actually needed there. Standard sort of thing. We're actually on with these. The painting instructions are actually on the back of them. Those are the paints you actually get in. It was the Humbrol codes 27, 33, 64, and 145. Most of it is that light grey colour, which is the 64. Top edges in the top of the fuselage, they're going to be between the 27 and the 145. Basically 3 different shades of grey with some black thrown in for good measure. Let's see what we've got in there. So those paints come in these. I've got your little tube of glue here. That tube of glue, it's quite gloopy, the Humbrol glue. Pots of paint though. Now we've got the okay, the 145, that's on the side, that's the 64, the 27 and the 33, so I'd say 3 different shades of grey and a black. What I used to do with these would be to keep them, because sometimes it's useful to have a little shade or something. I've got an old ice cream tub of those, so nowadays I just throw them away. I understand why they do them, because if you're buying this kit, it's a great stocking filler, something like that, or for someone starting a hobby. If you're going to try to paint a kit like this with that brush and those things, yes, you could do it, but it's not going to end up a very good kit. Open this up, see what we got on the sprues. We have got 4 sprues, and Airfix never used to do this. Actually put the clear separate bag. It's 4 sprues. So let's have a look at the clear first, and I can immediately see we've actually got 2 canopies in there. What you've actually got is, I thought one would be in the open and one would be the shut. One front of the canopy and 2 of the back sliding part of the canopy. I thought there would be one option for when it's an all-in-one. Just put something under there just to see we can see through, and you can hopefully see how little, considering this is a 72nd canopy, how little distortion you've got there. I mean, obviously with the German one, the 190, and of course the 189s, they tend to be made of flat planes, unlike the curved Spitfire sort of canopies. Let's have a look first of all here, and just check it is not raised panels. Those actually are sunk panel lines. And let's just have a little look through there. And as we go across, there is actually some good detail to be seen. Plenty of little rivets. quite good sort of texture in there. A little fella has got his back missing, but you wouldn't see that anyway. Wheels, actually, even you're probably not going to see on the camera, but the wheels do actually have a some tread on there as well, and they are flattened up a bit. They're weighted. So this is the fuselage parts, and those are some very good deep panel lines. By the time you actually get a wash on there, of course, remember with modelling, you're not actually making something to merely make it so it's completely accurate. You're making it so that it looks accurate. Sometimes you're doing tricks with the human eye, optical illusions to make it look real. Sometimes when you see a model and you think that looks really real, you compare it to a picture of the real thing, you actually see that it's not. You make a model that looks just like the real thing, and sometimes it will look like a model. This is the main part there. Good detailing on there. So let's just come across. And there we go, we got, yeah, I don't know how well it's coming up. You can see that there, but we've definitely got good detailing there. And it all looks very crisp and very clean. When you've got new tooling, there is a certain sort of crispness and a good feel to it. But this does actually feel refined. It does actually feel quality. For something which is somewhere between £5 to £10. This particular kit does come with the paints and the brushes and the little tube of glue. Those bits chuck in the bin, or just maybe keep in a toolbox, maybe for that emergency use, and then in 5-10 years time you realise that they're all dried up, you haven't used them, so then you bin them. That, I guarantee, is pretty much going to be what most people will do with that. If you're a modeller who actually wants to make something out of this and actually have a small model, it's going to just be not much more than 4 inches long, 6 inches wide, and of course we've got to say the Luftwaffe did do some good looking planes. Check out the link below, make sure you subscribe. The next video is going to be building this, then we're going to be looking at painting it, but instead of using the paints that are with it, I've got a Luftwaffe set, some of the Vallejo ones. I think this should be a cracking model, should be a cracking build. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow along. I think with this kit, if you do it well, I think this is the sort of kit that would make people want to actually take up the hobby, buy another kit, not bother with those paints, go out and buy some decent paints, get some proper paints and really try to make it a good kit. So make sure you hit subscribe. I will catch up with you soon. I'm Rob, keep modelling.